Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. My name is Evan and this is Sense or Sense. And today I'm going to try to keep you from losing some of your sense or your mind for that matter with regards to some videos that I've posted in the past regarding Fidelity's 10 business day hold on checks coming into particularly cash management accounts, but other accounts have had issues as well. I'm here to tell you guys, don't trust anything that any chat representative tells you from Fidelity. It's very simple. I've gotten so much mixed information from different chat representatives, live representatives through Fidelity's website that I couldn't tell you what is true and what isn't true. So today I'm going to try to bring some clarity to you guys and what I know and what I've done to make the mistakes so that you can avoid these mistakes going forward. So first and foremost, let me tell you what happened. Last week, I received a check from my dad for $500, and it was a Fidelity branded check. So I thought to myself, okay, well, Fidelity does have a 10 business day hold on all checks, but this is a brokerage linked check that Fidelity is able to check and clear right away. At least that's the way it used to be. In fact, it used to not even take 24 hours for it to clear. It usually cleared within just minutes. So I decided to reach out to chat, and when I was logged into my Fidelity account and I talked to a chat representative there, which I won't say the name, but I've had her in the past and she seemed to be pretty reputable in the past. However, this time her misinformation created a major issue. She told me that sure, a Fidelity check that's linked to a brokerage should be able to clear immediately. At most 24 hours. I was making the deposit late on a Friday, late last Friday afternoon, so I knew it probably wouldn't go in, into my account until Monday. So I reiterated to her, I said, I do not want to deposit this check into my account at Fidelity unless it can clear in the next 1 to 2 business days. And she said, that will not be a problem. This is a Fidelity brokerage linked check. We're able to verify funds immediately, was her response, and that the funds should be available next business day. That's essentially what she told me. Well, lo and behold, I deposited the check. Didn't go through Friday, didn't go through Saturday, as it's not a business day. I didn't expect it to. And then come Monday morning, guess what? The funds show that they've been deposited into my account, but they're not available for withdrawal until, are you ready for it? September 6th, 2025. 10 business days later. So her information was incorrect. I chatted again with a different representative who clarified that yes, her information was incorrect, that all checks are held up to 10 business days, regardless of whether or not they're Fidelity, a local check, an international check. It doesn't matter. It can be a check that you receive on a monthly basis. It doesn't matter. They have the right to hold your check for up to 10 business days for the ability for you to withdraw or move funds. Now, let's be clear. During that 10 days, your money sits in whatever account it's in. In my case, it's the cash management account, and it collects I believe it's 3.96% because I have the Fidelity Money Market selected as my core account in there. So I am collecting interest on this. The Fidelity rep has reiterated as many times over that I am able to trade in that account if I so desire, which I don't because I make a lot of transactions in and out of it. But that $500 is locked in that account and cannot be moved or withdrawn, cannot be used for bill pay either until September 6th, 2025. So let's make it crystal clear here. Do not put any checks in Fidelity, even their own Fidelity brokerage linked checks that some of their reps think will have immediate funds availability. I was curious. I actually let my dad know about this, and he was so upset about this whole situation that he called Fidelity himself, and they said, it shouldn't be an issue. In fact, we can go in there and we can check the funds right away, just like the other rep said. And he actually reported back to me this morning, which is Tuesday morning, August 26th, that the funds were already withdrawn from his account and they had been moved successfully. And like I said, the money is in my account already. It's just not able for me to be, to withdraw it. So what I want to say here is I went on and asked the first representative last Friday. I said, what is going on with this 10-day business hold on all these checks? And she said, that last year we had a lot of fraud, pretty much the boilerplate response. And I'll admit that it took us quite a while to understand how we were going to handle this. And that's why they put the 16 business day hold in place for a few months. And then they put the 10 business day hold in place. And I said, well, why was it that you guys never told any of your customers any of this? And she responded kind of sheepishly. You could tell she was kind of going around the issue. And she said, well, we did, as soon as we figured it out, we did say that it would be up to 10 business days when you're trying to make a deposit. Well, that didn't occur until the beginning of January of 2025. So I can confirm that. I've had that confirmed through other chat representatives. So we're talking, maybe around September, around this time last year, actually. It was this week last year. So we're talking over 3 months that they had holds on people's accounts and checks without giving them proper notification. And, they're always super apologetic, but they always say very quickly there's nothing they can do about it. Well, the rep that I talked to yesterday said very specifically to me, there's nothing I can do about it. She misinformed you. And then he started to make excuses like, oh, well, your account seems to have quite a bit of money in it. Why is this a problem? And I told him, I said, because all that money is earmarked for paying bills. It's already been, set aside for paying bills. I actually have scheduled bill pays for every single dime in that account except for the $500 that I placed in it from my dad's check. And his response was, well, in the future, you can call Fidelity and he can have the money directly swept from his account into your account. Doesn't need to write you a check, doesn't need to send it to you. And I said, well, that's good to know for future. I didn't know that. I figured there was probably some way to do that, but I figured maybe you just had to do a wire transfer from one account to another. But they do have an internal structure. If he gives the okay or I give the okay, that you can transfer money back and forth into, accounts that aren't owned by you, as long as you call in and request that and give the right full account number to the Fidelity rep and say, I want to deposit funds. So it's not indifferent to utilizing a bank to deposit someone else's funds into their account. They don't really care if someone else does a deposit because you're obviously not trying to take money out. So I can say that that's something to possibly do, in the future when I have funding from him. But in the meantime, please do not listen to these chat reps at Fidelity. They are not giving accurate information. It seems like every single rep, every single time I reach out, has something slightly different to say. Again, their update is no update. They don't have any update. They said that, in the foreseeable future, they don't see anything changing with regards to anything on the 10 business day hold on the checks. So I would just assume that that's going to stay the same. So the last thing I'll say today is just remember, when you have checks, you need to have an external bank account or an external credit union. You need to deposit those checks into that external account or that external credit union and then wait for them to clear 1 to 2 business days usually. Then you can take that money and you can push the money through the external account into your Fidelity account. So please do not use Fidelity to request funds. Please do not use Fidelity's app to deposit checks or request funds. This will cause the 10 business day hold to possibly go into effect. Now, they are saying it could be up to 10 business days. So sometimes it could be a couple days, some days it could be 5-7 days, sometimes it can be up to 10. So please just use an external account to push money. So for instance, I just deposited a $3,400 check into my Chase account last night. It took yesterday and today to clear. The funds will be completely available by tomorrow. And then I'm going to go into Chase and I'm going to push those funds by saying, please transfer the funds from my Chase checking account over to my Fidelity cash management account to pay bills, and it will go into that account tomorrow sometime. That is the way to handle this situation. So don't understand, as a recap, you still can't use a Fidelity brokerage linked check to send money to someone else at Fidelity and expect the money to go into the account right away. It's not going to happen. It's going to be held for up to 10 business days. In some situations, it might not be held for more than a couple days, but it can be held up to 10 business days. And there's nothing that these chat representatives can do. I've actually called in and talked to their fraud team. The fraud team says there's nothing that they can do. Now, maybe you guys can escalate it. I'd love to know in the comments below if anybody's managed to get one of these holds to be released. In the meantime, thank you guys for subscribing. Please hit that like button. Please comment below. Leave me a comment below if you get to this point and say how much you like this video and how much information I've been providing to you guys that's beneficial. I really need the support right now. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers, and that way we can do some more interesting things like live chats and whatnot. I appreciate everyone. Until next time, thanks.